I'll never forget the moment I realized I was completely lost. It wasn't just a whoops, I took the wrong turn situation. No, this was different. I was in a tiny village in the middle of Italy. The streets were narrow, the buildings were beautiful, and everything was, well, kind of dreamy, honestly. But then I started walking, and that's when things went sideways. I had this idea that I'd just explore without a map. You know, one of those, I'll figure it out, I've got this moments. Classic mistake. At first, I was enjoying the adventure. The sun was shining, and the air smelled like fresh basil. But after a while, I started to realize something. I was way too far from where I thought I was. And it wasn't just the streets that were confusing. It was the fact that I couldn't understand a single word anyone was saying. My phone had died. No one spoke English. And I was starting to feel that familiar rush of panic in my chest. I've traveled a lot before, but there's something about being in an unfamiliar place without help, without direction, and not knowing how to communicate that makes you feel incredibly small. I remember standing on a street, the reality setting in that I might be stuck. I knew my hotel was back in the city center, but I had no idea how to get there. And then it hit me. I had no travel insurance. All I had was a vague memory of a friend telling me once, you should always get travel insurance, just in case. But I didn't listen. I thought, I'm fine. I don't need it. I was wrong. I started walking around frantically, trying to figure out some way to get a signal, trying to make sense of the chaos. My heart was racing. It felt like everything was happening at once. The realization that I was alone, that I couldn't rely on any of my usual safety nets. No friends, no Wi-Fi, no backup. And that's when it happened. A miracle. I got an email. It was a reminder of my travel insurance. I had actually signed up for it, one of those automatic sign-ups when booking flights, but I never thought much of it. Honestly, I'd forgotten all about it. I clicked on the email and opened the app. It was like a lifeline. Through the app, I could find emergency contacts, language help, and even a list of local emergency numbers. That little piece of tech made everything feel possible again. I found my way back. I didn't have to make some insane, frantic run to a random place for help. I didn't have to wonder if I'd be able to afford getting back to safety or navigate an emergency if something went wrong. It was just there, like an invisible safety net that I didn't even know I had, but somehow did. That moment taught me something. I realized how important it is to be prepared, not just for the fun parts of travel, the sightseeing, the food, the moments of awe, but also for the unexpected, the times when things go off track. You can't control everything. Sometimes things go wrong, and that's okay. But you can make sure you have the tools to get back on your feet. Now I always get travel insurance before any trip. And I've found that Orist Insure is one of those gems I genuinely trust. It's not something I'm pushing on you. It's just something that worked for me when I needed it most. No pressure. But if you're planning a trip, especially to a place where you might feel a little out of your comfort zone, it's something worth considering. Trust me, it's the kind of thing you won't think about until you really need it. And when you do, you'll be glad it's there. So yeah, take it from someone who's been there. Don't skip the insurance. You never know when you might get lost. And when you do, you'll want a safety net ready to catch you.